welcome to Research LifeLine's 3-minute tutorial series. This session is about telephone surveys, the pros and cons. Nowadays, almost all telephone surveys are conducted on CATIE systems. CATIE stands for Computer Assisted Telephone Interviewing. If you're not familiar with the process, here's how it works. The first step is to program in the questionnaire script. Then you load the sample database, which is the list of all the telephone numbers that you want to call. The system will randomly choose numbers in the list, dial those numbers, and when it hears a human voice on the other end of the line, it automatically sends that call to the first available interviewer. And that interviewer will take over the call, asking the respondent each question as it appears on the screen in front of them. The interviewer types in the responses, including the comments from open-ended questions. Okay, that's how CATIE telephone interviewing works. What are the pros and what are the cons? On the pro side, telephone surveys have much higher response rates than other methodologies. Interviewers can clarify responses, and one of the key benefits is they can probe for reasons for why the respondent gave a particular answer. A CATIE system will keep the interviewer on the straight and narrow by not allowing deviation from the script. Because it's computer-based, it's highly accurate in terms of skip logic, very flexible, and allows for very complex questions. And CATIE systems are great for making sure that quota groups are precisely filled. And the final benefit for telephone interviewing is the ability for not only the supervisor but a client to monitor calls and make adjustments as needed. Moving on to the cons for telephone surveys. These days, due mostly to telemarketing abuses, we've seen declining cooperation rates among the general population. This not only makes interviewing more expensive, because you have to call that many more people to get the completes you need, but it also increases an issue of non-response bias. That is, are the people that are participating in the survey representative of the entire population, including those that don't respond? Telephone surveys are more expensive than other common survey methods, mainly because of labor costs with the interviewers. Unfortunately, not all interviewers are perfect. If they're bored or irritated, they can turn the respondent off, or they can actually influence their responses if they have an agenda that they're pushing. And finally, telephone interviewing can take a long time to complete, certainly when compared to online surveys. And that completes this 3-minute tutorial on telephone surveys, the pros and cons.